Okay. Hi, I'm Wrenn.
Caron, nice to meet you.
I'm Mr. Wiley's agent. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for coming to see us.
Now, so can you tell me a little bit about your company? I know Wiley is interested in your company, so I just wanted to get a little bit more feel of what you guys think of your company.
Sure. Well, I'm Caron. I'm the VP of Business Development here at eRive. We're a 25-year-old company, privately owned. And we mostly deal with sporting gear, equipment, and apparel, and mostly it's in the soccer and outdoorsmanship fields. But recently we are looking into expanding into like basketball footwear, which is what brings our meeting together. But we have an impressive following. Our equipment and apparel is known for its high quality, durability, and we almost have like a cult-like following in the urban market. So we're looking to expand on that.
Okay, that sounds really great. I think that would bring a lot of opportunity for you and your company, and that would bring a lot of opportunity for Mr. Wiley.
Correct.
So he is worried about his reputation. So I know
as are we.
I'm sure you might have heard what his college life was about, but he explained to me that he is changing his attitude. He is a lot better with his teammates. He had a great season last season.
Yes.
And he's actually also volunteering a lot more in his community because
that is wonderful.
He likes to take care of underprivileged.
Underprivileged. I understand. Young youth.
In his childhood, he was.
Well, it's very that's a wonderful thing because here at eRive we fully believe in supporting our community and the underprivileged as well, and we provide opportunities for them in the sporting arena. We even sponsor youth programs during the summer and for inner city youth. So that's a partnership right there that could develop. Yes, outside of the endorsement for the shoes.
Really could.
So I'm glad to hear that he's aware of his ways of the past, and I don't want to dwell on them, but that was a concern of ours. Is did he have remorse? So I'm very glad to hear that he's aware of that and is wanting to change. Yes, that's wonderful.
So what were you thinking on contract? I want to get a feel of what we can negotiate here.
Well, now we'll start off by saying that we do have another player that we're potentially thinking of approaching for this endorsement, but we truly want Mr. Wiley and our company we feel like he would represent our brand in a more positive light.
Mm-hmm.
With his checkered past, it is a little, you don't want to get carried away, and it's hard to risk a whole lot on someone that's, has shown some instability.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that we cannot move forward.
That's understandable.
Yes, but he has skill, he has talent, and knowing that, he's willing to make some changes. What we're looking at is offering a 2-year contract, $1.2 million for the two total years, with the potential of an additional $300,000 if shoe sales exceed 200,000 pairs.
Okay, so that's if you said 300,000.
Correct. So
got you.
1.2 million.
Okay.
This would be paid off 600,000 initially, and then another 600,000 at the beginning of year 2.
Okay.
And then again, the $300,000 bonus if our sales exceed 200,000 pair could be an additional amount garnered towards.
Okay, that sounds really good. So, would there be any opportunity, because I know a lot of other companies are starting to grow and they're pushing the 2 million mark for most contracts.
Sure.
So would there be any openness to start at 2 million, or would that not be ideal for you guys?
Well, typically in this industry, players are offered, Mr. Wiley was undrafted.
Yes.
He did. So typically in this industry, players are offered approximately 25% of the top drafted player, that first rounder. And that comes out to a little over, just slightly over $400,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, we're offering $600,000 a year, which is over that substantially. In addition to the potential of the $300,000 bonus.
Yes.
So I feel like we're in fair game here.
That does seem like a fair game. I would have to talk to him about that. But is there any way? So we're thinking the 1.2 million. So that's $600,000 a year plus
Correct.
the 300,000 if your shoe sales exceed a certain point.
Yes.
So that would be.
That'd be a total of 1.5
million.
Correct.
Would it be any way possible to go to 1.7 plus the 300 so we can meet at the 2 since there's a possibility of the
I'll tell you what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Since we realized early on that we both have interest in the inner city youth
Mm-hmm.
and the underprivileged, we would be willing to offer another $200,000 contingent upon him donating it to our current charities. And that way it'll help build his reputation. That will take him from, somewhat unstable and questionable in the public's eyes to, this man just got this nice deal and he's already donated $200,000.
Yes.
So we could make this the 1.7, but we would,
that 200,000 would be donated to a charity.
In
is
his
that
name.
a charity of your choice or is that a charity of his
Well,
choice?
that would be to our youth program.
That's right. Yes.
Correct. And we've determined we have this in common, so, I feel like it should be a win-win all the way.
That would be a good idea. However, I do think that since his reputation is actually going back, he might gain you more sales. And if the sales do exceed a certain amount, maybe we could bump that 300,000 to 400,000.
And so right now we stand at the 1.2.
Yes.
With the 300,000 for anything for reaching 200,000 pairs.
Yes.
We could go up to 400,000 if we reach 500,000 pairs.
Okay, that does seem like a fair game. So that would go push it up to 1.6 million, and then that would be also with the 200,000 donation.
Right, which would be a total of 1.8.
1.8. Okay. Let me think about that. That does sound like fair game. Is 200,000 donation at your top mark, or can you expand that any? Maybe 225,000? Would you be able to do that?
For him to donate?
Yes, because he has strong feelings about the inner city kids, and since you guys both have that
common ground, yes.
That might increase your sales a lot more if you do donate. That can help your program a lot.
We could up that to the 225,000.
Okay.
With a request that he participate in once a year, one of our programs.
Yes.
Because we already offer the soccer, and now with the basketball footwear line, we're thinking it would be
expand that program to a basketball program.
Correct, and have and if he could, in just limited capacity, he does not have to host the event, but just to show up and speak to the youth, maybe use his own story as that
would be that would also be a good marketing platform for you guys.
Correct. It like I said, it's win-win, and now the community involved and gaining something from it. It sounds like a good deal.
All right. You know what? I think that's a really great deal. I will go let him know, and thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks. You too. That was only